All right, guys, welcome. I guess we're doing another Weiss Schwarz meta talk. This time, once again, I'm with Dean. You want to say hi?
Hello.
And then now Nico is here as
Hey,
well.
what's going on?
Yep. So for this meta talk, I just decided to get my other two team members I'm be playing at all the regionals with for the first half of the year, and then we're going to be talking about, I guess, some of the news a little bit about No Game No Life getting censorship in English once it's released in America, and then we'll talk a little bit about our first impressions with Cardcaptor Sakura. Nothing too in depth, I guess, there. We might release another video later where we talk more about it once we get more time to play with the set. But besides that, then we'll lead into our final thing, which will be talking about Springfest, just about team format and everything like that, and what's going on with that. So I guess we'll just get right into it, right? So if you haven't heard already, No Game No Life is getting censored in English because there are some cards which are a bit lewd, of certain characters that are, I guess, considered underage, right, in the story. And so I guess there was some backlash about it. I'm not sure if this was like a conscious thing by Bushiroad or like store owners or something like that, or like maybe players kind of complained, because I know before the set was even like announced in English, right, there was some controversy on the West about like, ooh, some of these cards are like pretty risque.
It actually wouldn't be allowed in Canada.
Yeah, was that it?
No, I mean, like, my guess is like Canada's really hardcore about that. So I just imagine Canadians literally would not have legally been allowed to have those cards.
I know.
Wow.
Doesn't Australia have some kind of law about like women with
Yes,
like flat chests or whatever can't like?
Australia also has like some like crazy laws like that.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine like it was probably for the better. I mean, now I'm not going to buy the set because I only wanted to make people uncomfortable with it. So
Yeah. So what do you think, Nico?
I think it's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
As you said, a lot of people were already kind of raising a fuss about it just when the JP set launched.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have an official English product, I'd probably have to tone it down a little bit. I'm not a fan of it, but it's not so really surprised.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Like Nico said, I'm not much of a fan of it either. But I mean, as far as like it being a business move and stuff, it kind of makes sense if you're trying to sell to a Western audience, where like this stuff isn't as acceptable, I guess, for the West. But speaking about that, I know there was a shop, I think, that was banning the set from being played when it was released in JP. I think they made it so you couldn't play it in their shop because of those cards, because there was like a super family friendly shop. And then another note, this is a shout out to my friend Lumen. His store, actually, their Weiss group got banned from playing in their store because of how degenerate they were when they were playing Weiss. They would have like really, really lewd sleeves and like play stuff like No Game No Life and, you know, creeped out on people. So the game Weiss Schwarz is banned from their store, even though they like still have a Vanguard group there.
yeah, that's what I feared. Like I actually feared that like it would be harder to grab people into the game if like they randomly picked up packs and so there's like a nude 11-year-old in their pack and they're just like, what the hell is this?
Oh, for sure. Like just someone like casually walking by, like a Magic player or something, and be like, "What the hell?" Like, yeah. Yeah, but like I said, yeah, it's probably better business move overall. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, then we'll jump into Cardcaptor Sakura. So, what, the set's been out for 1 week now?
Sad.
Or not, it hasn't even been out for 1 week. Almost
It's
a week,
sad.
like half a week. Yeah, so I guess Dean's impressions are sadness. I mean, you want to talk about it a little bit then?
I've seen Hunter at my locals play it. I even like had him like try to throw a build together. I tried to throw a build together for him. I think the only thing that's noteworthy in the set is either the Caro combo. It's actually just the Caro combo, and that's it. But that combo, if you don't draw the stock soul, is so bad. Like, if you do not see the stock soul, and he didn't see the stock soul 2 games in a row, and like it's like he just didn't have a hand, or was like he wasn't even able to play the game. And then it's like all of your options are bad. Like the set literally doesn't have a drop searcher. Like
Well, they're gonna get a drop searcher when
I know you
the
have to get a
regional
regional
starts.
PR. You have to get a regional PR to have a drop searcher in that deck. That is how sad the set is. The level 1s are just like all really underspec'd and underwhelming. All the level 1 combos feel like they're from 3 years ago. It's very sad. Like it just has a lot of issues. I don't think you have the stock to use the events either. I think that the events themselves are like too much stock because you're busy like spending stock on the Caro change, and then immediately after that you're spending stock on like a Sakura change, and then you're supposed to also be trying to get like more stock for healers or whatever else at level 3. It's sad times.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has actually like experienced the deck played or not.
Well,
I've seen it played a little bit. I know Kit has too. Particular, I think it was against Aubrey. His level 1 didn't seem to be like super awful, but at the same time, it just kind of felt wonky. Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, David's build from our locals. It just felt so vanilla. At least playing against it. I'm not sure how it plays out, but it seems like it would be a deck that would play very vanilla, very straightforward, and doesn't really do anything too special. And then, yeah, Aubrey's build was a little bit more interesting, but it definitely had some troubles there as well. Of course, it's so early into the release of the set, and no one really has any idea about like certain builds, because a lot of the times a lot of players pull from the Japanese side of the game, but since this set has not even releasing in Japanese,
well, Japanese side will have some pretty good decks, I bet.
Probably. But yeah, I really think I like the Caro package change. I think that's pretty good. Or maybe the TD combo is pretty decent too, because I mean, those two seem like the strongest combos you could really pick in general.
There's the aggro package.
Are you talking about the stupid Exodia combo?
No. The aggro package, at least I think it's like, if there's something aggressive, it would probably be this. It's the summoner for the level 0 that gives another card on reverse top check 4. And then like I just imagine that like you go like first turn into a runner and second turn into just like tri-fielding with a full board and slamming a climax.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me this. The level 0 blue, right?
Yeah, it like comes into play and pay 1, summon the level. It's just a 2/5.
Oh yeah, so
another card.
Yeah, so the card that it gets summoned from the level 0 Sakura is the Akiho Just Visiting, which climax combos with. It was book, right?
Book, yeah.
Yeah. So
like, I just imagine that being like super aggressive. Like that's like a super aggressive like deck. Like you just try field as soon as you hit level 0, like or as soon as you hit your second turn, and then just slam a climax.
Yeah, and then because it has the Sakura lunch break, right? Which is comes in, and when it comes into play from your hand, you could pay 1 to summon the Akiho Just Visiting from your deck, right? Is that correct? Yeah, any position on the stage you want. And so you can be pretty aggressive, pull out some cards from your deck, I guess non-triggers if that really matters. And then it has a decent climax combo with the book, which is reverse something, top check 4, add 1 to hand. Seems pretty aggro and like decent on hand size and value-wise at least, but at the same time it seems very weak at the same time just because they're both on level 0s.
Everything in the set seems weak. It's your only option.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I'm still not a fan of that though is still on reverse. It's very hard to reverse stuff in English.
Everything in the set is on reverse, so your actual point is moot. There's not a single. There's literally not a single card that pluses you that's not on reverse.
But I mean that kind of goes back to what you said in that the set's a little on the ass side.
Yeah, that's why I think both myself and Dean are kind of on that Caro package, because it's like has like some utility with the 1/0 and it changes into a 2/1 that's kind of hard to remove on the board, and it has enough power that like it can break most walls with the climax and all that, or like a small
the
power
climax
pump.
doesn't get power.
Oh yeah, because it's on stock. So, but I mean, it's just like a power pump like card or something like that.
No. What's really sad about the Caro is I was watching it when Hunter was testing the deck. It's that thing says 500 power for each card in your back row, but because of the Caro's change cost, you often don't have a back row.
Is that right? It's pay
Yes.
1, ditch 2, bounce it back to your hand,
Yes.
then bring the 2/1 out from waiting room.
Yes. And if he goes for double, he literally like half of the time did not have enough hand to like actually commit an extra card, like to commit like even one card to the back row.
Yeah.
And then also because of the stock cost, it's hard sometimes to have even the unless you tri-field the turn before, you might not even be able to get the level support behind it.
Look, if you just sack with a brainstorm, you'll be fine.
All you gotta do is hit a couple brainstorms off your first deck, man.
Easy, you're right. You just got to hit 3 the turn before you play it.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, I feel like that combo's like decent enough just because of like it has some walling potential as well as being able to break other walls generally, and then I think then like at level 2 you can only one changer into record to power pump both of those cards. So you have like 11. What is it? Is record 9/5? I forget.
It's a rest of all stats.
Yeah, so it's 11k while it pumps the 8/5 you have to 10k, which is like pretty decent. You just play record without the combo, and then I think maybe top end you either play the level 3 gold bar combo, not the Sakura one. What's his name? I always forget. Because I watched this show.
Siren.
Yeah. I watched this. I watched this show originally in English first. Sioren. Yeah, Lee. They just called him Lee. They never said anything else. All right, but you play either him, I think, or you play Reflect. But you don't. Your game plan isn't really to change into Reflect. The only time you ever really want to change this is change into Record to give that power pump. But I don't know. I haven't tested the deck at all, so I guess we'll see. I'll print some proxies out or something and test it out this weekend. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else noteworthy about the set? Anything you see, Nico?
Not really.
Disappointing.
To me, it felt like when the original Gochi Usa set dropped in Japanese, if you remember that.
Because we're going to get support for it, right? To make it broken.
Yeah, it's like a set that randomly, like, wow, there's like a lot of randomly good tools, but nothing really works together or like stands out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, extra booster, card captain Sakura, you heard it here first. We're going to get on attack with gate, pay 2, ditch 2, burn 2 to your opponent, increments of 1. Oh, and gain 6,000 power? Isn't that what the Gochi Usa one did? Why did it gain all that power for like no reason?
Because it's on reverse.
No, it's not on reverse. It's on attack.
I'm pretty sure it burns on reverse.
No, it burns on attack.
What a good card. You're right, I'm bad.
Oh, man. Alright. One thing to talk about, though, with Card Captain Sakura is it seems like a lot of people, or at least some of the vocal people, are talking a lot about Siege, which I think that card blows for a change. Well, I guess if your main game plan is to get multiple changes off at level 2, I guess it's an okay game plan. But I think that card just generally not very good in your deck. What do you guys think? I mean, it's like 11k power, which is like nothing.
Yeah, it's too small. It doesn't get power either. It doesn't have a field requirement, so it doesn't get power with the climax combo.
Yeah, I think it's underwhelming.
Yeah, the only like beneficial part about it is like when you change, it's draw 2, ditch 1, so you can either find the climax if you don't have in your hand and sack your way into the climax like that, but at least, you know, it does replace itself when it comes to hand. But at the same time, Record does the same thing too, but summons a second copy of the card to the field, which feels better, I guess, in my opinion. And it has like a lot more staying power than 11k, you know? I mean, I've seen this almost same exact profile on other cards.
Well, I mean, Record by itself is also 11k.
Yeah, but I mean, it summons another copy of itself, so they're 12/5 generally before supports. But yeah, like I've seen the same profile on some other cards, and it's always seems very underwhelming. Like, what is it? Is Amelia and set 2 of ReZero has
it is the exact same card.
Yeah, and then as well as in Love Live Sunshine, Dia has basically the same thing.
It's important to actually note that the Amelia is better, because the Amelia is 2-stop. Well, I mean, like easier on your hand, which is important because the cards are going to get answered. In Sakura, it may replace itself, but you also had to go. You not only played the card from your hand, but you also ditched a card extra from your hand for the change. So it only replaces. So it's a one stock, one hand.
Yeah. Whereas like
Um,
the Dia one and I think Amelia one is just straight up play from hand, draw 2, ditch 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something worth considering because you have to build your hand very awkwardly with this because you're definitely siege is like an effect you want multiples to go off a turn, like minimum 2, right?
Yeah.
Preferably, so you
Two.
can shut down 2 lanes at least.
Well, I don't even know. Like half of the time that I've played the minus soul walls, it's all because like I played the Orisa one where they support each other, and that's why I want to. The actual minus soul,
Well, I mean, in this case, you're basically playing the card for the minus soul because you want to slow the game down, right? So if you're not doing that with this card, I think this card's useless.
I feel like you're speeding the game up because you're just like dying faster. You're just like wasting all your resources on this.
I would just be very impressed if somebody manages to get 2 of those out on the field on turn 2. Just because, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that
Like,
is
because
it.
that's a total of 6 cards they have to burn.
Yeah.
Change
And
your
yeah, sure,
bounces back to
some of them
hand.
are replaced with the draw 2 ditch 1, but still. It feels like it's an all-in play, and I'm just really not a fan of that, especially if it's only at level 2.
And then
Yeah.
like somebody's playing even like any of the Slayers beat over it. That's how sad it is.
Yeah, and on top of that, like going
Cardcaptor has good
into the
counters.
season 2, yeah, you have to worry a lot more about the counters as well, right?
No, I mean Cardcaptor has good like
1500 vanilla counters. Yeah.
1500. Oh, don't worry though. If you play the counter, you buff a card 2K.
But yeah. I've seen some people experimenting with UA Moon Guardian level 3 and the change because it bounces back and forth. That seems pretty
That seems pretty
memey.
cool. Oh, it seems like a lot of heals. It seems okay. It's like pay 1, ditch 1 every turn.
Yeah, but to get the burn, you got to pay 2. So I guess they're not going to be paying
You
for
don't
the
burn.
Yeah,
It's Goemon.
you're right. It is Goemon. You just spam the hills and then transform back, right? At the end of turn, it turns back into the changer.
Yeah.
What's
Or
the
you
cost of
do
the changer? Let me see if I can find it
Pay
here.
1, ditch 2,
Is it?
I think. Or is it pay 1, ditch 1, send this to memory? I don't know. It's something like that.
I don't think it's sent to memory. Man,
Yeah,
what
you
is-
send the
is
change
it?
to memory.
What is the card called for the changer? So I can read it right now.
I don't know.
Oh wait, it's right here. It's just no, that's not it. The level 0 UA. I thought that was it for a second.
It's like an uncommon, I think. No, it's a rare. Pay 1, ditch 1, and send this to memory. Choose the 3/2 from hand. Summon it. So the real play is because this card has hand encore. But then it's like you're negging 2 for each heal. Instead, you just put this in the back row, and you pay 1, ditch 1 every turn, just to heal. And you never swing with a 2 soul body.
Whoa, the big brain plays. All right, so you play this with the soul wall. So you neg soul them and heal every turn.
With your big hand.
Yep. All this hand that you have. Dang, man. I'd be pretty annoyed if like someone did that, put it in the back row and did that every turn. I'd be like, damn it, this is so annoying. Every turn they just get like 1 to 2 hills. I guess they're not really building a lot of stock then, or hand. Oh no, because it comes back from memory, right?
Yeah.
So, I really hate to interrupt this,
Yeah.
but you keep mentioning hand. So, how exactly are you planning to build your hand?
Look, there's this
You have
mechanic
books
in
and
the
gates.
game. Yeah, you have book, gate, and there's this mechanic called clocking.
And you have Ricky's.
Oh, there's this level 0 that's
Easy.
pay to rest and like draw a card or something, right? Somewhere in this set.
That's very strong.
We're in there, boys.
Well, you have the level 0 that keeps summoning the other level 0 from your deck for 1 stock.
Damn.
That's why that's the play.
You're right. You just flood the board with zeros and leave the level 3s in the back row to heal every turn. So you heal 2 every turn and attack in with like these level 0s. Strong.
Cardcaptor solved.
Yeah. I think there's not much to talk about the rest of the set, but I do think possibly a lot of people are like too much all in on like just wanting to slam a bunch of level 3s at level 2. I think maybe the way to play the set is literally just like kind of vanilla at level 2 and then use your big stuff at level 3 unless you're playing record. I mean, that's the only way I kind of see it right now. But yeah. I mean, you guys have anything else on Cardcaptor Sakura? Otherwise, I guess we'll just jump into talking about Springfest.
Yeah, let's do that. Cardcaptor said it'll take a whole other video to talk about how bad it is.
Booster pack. They're not a booster pack. Extra booster.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think it legitimately could probably get the Gochusa treatment, though.
It might, like, randomly, because this is... So, for those that don't know, I don't think you guys know either, so when I talked to my distributor the other day, they told me, like, they're sold out of Sakura, and I asked them about if there's going to be a reprint, and there has been no announcements for reprints or anything like this, but as far as he knows, the set's basically sold out at all the distributors, at the distributor level, that is. So, I mean, there's a good chance that, since the set seems to be selling very well, because it's, like, quote-unquote English exclusive, there's a good chance they might try to push something again. You know, it'd be really funny if after like they see the sales numbers, they just reprint the set, the Japanese version into English, and they allow you to mix.
Powerful.
I could see that happening though.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk really quick too about this because it's something that I guess that does pertain to Cardcaptor Sakura. Is that originally the set was announced as an English exclusive, but of course I've never believed that since they announced that. And of course, the beginning of this year, they announced that Cardcaptor Sakura is coming to Japanese, but the set in the Japanese version is going to be completely different effects and card art, I believe, as well, is how they announced it. So how do you guys feel about that?
I can't wait to see the clean cuts in the Japanese list.
I can't wait to see a good deck.
Yeah, it's like everyone's been saying this since they announced that like, basically we're getting the crap end of the stick here and then they're going to get all the good parts because they'll be like, for whatever reason they decided to like market this set as like specifically for the English meta. I think that's why we even saw like that 1/1 blue event where it's like cards can't move because a lot of English players complain a lot about Attack on Titan's maneuver gear and also cards bouncing back to hand, the errands. I think that's part of the reason you see that. And like the reason they printed like these really overcosted being able to attack back row characters as well. So
it's like absolutely, I don't know, the set just seems like disgusting because it just feels so old is like my biggest problem with it. So I fully expect Steins Gate was not a good set in Japanese. But Steins Gate is like miles ahead of Cardcaptor, I believe, in actual terms of like potential. And that's what I expect. Like even if Cardcaptor is bad in Japanese, it'll probably be the level of Steins Gate, which is already probably like a tier above what it is now. And like you said, yeah, I think they did do. I think they had like a separate R&D department create the current set, and I don't think those people actually played the game. I'm just being entirely honest. The set's there's too many problems with it.
I mean, on the bright side, the set has a lot of flavor if you're really into that. But
You know, I love my flavor cards.
But I mean, is it even good flavor? I don't think there's a lot going on other than the changing mechanic, really. Is there anything else cool about it that's like very flavorful?
The card that can't attack.
There's a card that can't attack. What one is it?
It's the Caro. If you have a family trait
yeah,
on board, it can't attack.
Pure flavor, baby.
And it also rests itself. It has double demerits. But the other one, I don't even think it counts as power.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they end up releasing another set for Cardcaptor, and then, you know, all these like random pieces that seem like they could be powerful suddenly can be put into shells that actually, you know, go towards that game plan, I guess.
Calling it right now. First place regional PR is a clean cut. It's a 4K 0-0 clean cut.
No demerit. Only demerit is that you have to play Cardcaptor Sakura.
It would make the Caro chains broken because not you would be able to clean cut a card to the back row, giving them a 500 power boost.
Oh man. Let's see. Yeah,
that's about the. I think that's it. Like,
yeah, I don't think there's anything else going on with Card Captor. Covered.
Maybe we'll be proven wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll be really cool if we are proven wrong, but yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. I guess if that is it, let's see. We'll talk about Springfest. Let me see. Can I bring the Springfest stuff up? So this year they brought back threes, which is one of my most favorite formats. I'm glad they even brought it over into English. I mean, I know, Dean, you like it a lot. What about you, Nico? Fun format?
Yeah, it's a very fun format. I'm a really big fan of it. It really helps cut down on that variance, which is why I'm like a really big fan of it.
Yeah, I enjoy that a lot too. The variance in like this game, it's pretty tough because the game's best of one, and you don't really want to do 2 out of 3 because, you know, just time restraints kind of suck for this game, especially when it's like free to enter these events and things like that.
Yeah. So, I personally wouldn't be able to sit through a 2 out of 3 match of this for very long.
Yeah, but yeah, doing teams like kind of makes sure the variance isn't as crazy. So as long as your team is really solid, you should be able to place very high consistently. I think in singles you can place very high consistently as well. It's just like you just have that off chance where you're like, I guess this second round of the tournament, I'm just gonna eat 14 straight and lose, which I've seen happen before. It's pretty funny.
Gonna lose to Naruto impersonator.
Wait, what's that?
That would happen to Dean. It's that the Naruto impersonator deck from Persona 4.
Oh yeah, back in New York, that was the best.
I had it happen in a lot of tournaments. I had it happen in Toronto too, round 1. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Double Soul Trigger 4, double Soul Trigger 4, double Soul Trigger 4. Oh, I died from like 2-3.
Deserved. You should have shuffled better, man.
It was actually from 2-2 because it was exact lethal. It was good. I remember that.
Yeah. Too bad there's not like a national championship type of thing with trio teams. That would be like a lot of fucking fun, I think. But
I think if they keep doing the format, maybe next year they might do something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be dank.
I mean, like, I don't expect them to do like a trip to Japan, but it'd be really cool if they just like had people like fly out to California or something and like play there for like a championship.
The entire like 4 teams that get first place.
Yeah.
Across 8 events.
Yeah, because last year, we won 3 of the events, and then
you won. You won.
Well, I mean, you were like on the team for all of them except for the last one, right? So, yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun, though. I mean, they could always move the invite down if the winning team already has an invite.
That's true.
Yeah, I would like to see like more things happen with the team events because they're just a lot of fun. I think casually too, it's a lot of fun. I mean, as long as you have friends in the community, right?
People make the argument that like the teams is like unfair if you can't find people. I don't know. I think it's like if you're a good player, it's your job to like sit down with your locals and you know, try to like increase the play level of your locals.
Yeah.
Because that's like a complaint that I hear, but I don't really believe it. I believe the teams is a good format.
Yeah, often I kind of hear that thing where like people are afraid of like all these power teams that get together and like they're unbeatable, which I can understand it being like tough because you know, that's like what the team format leans towards, is like having a solid team gets you there every time. But I don't really buy into like once this like mega team is created, you just have no hope of winning the game. Or like,
yeah, I mean, aren't power players kind of the same thing in a best, like even in a single tournament?
Yeah, I think in those cases though, they're like, oh, I could dodge them in bracket, but I mean, you should be expected to play these people in top 8 if you plan to win the event, right? I think it's just sometimes people like over panic, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but yeah. So let's see. We have how many locations? Did they took away any locations this year? They took away Ohio, right? Because
yeah, that one was a joke.
Yeah, that one was funny. So there's we got Chicago, Atlanta, Toronto, Mexico City, Anaheim, Richmond, Canada, New York, White Plains, New York, and Houston. Yeah, the only one they took off was Ohio, right? There was no other ones missing, right? It seems to be all of the North American places at least. So it'll be interesting to see how the meta develops, especially since Cardcaptor Sakura is kind of new, and I think a lot of people are going to be on it, even if like the community as a whole thinks the set is like not up to par. I'm sure there will be a lot of players on Cardcaptor Sakura just because of the nostalgia and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Some of the like solid teams would be like if you're looking to win the event, or I guess not necessarily teams, but like what kind of meta are we looking at here going in with these teams? What do you think, Linko?
So if players are going to be wanting to win, which a lot of the competitive ones are obviously going to be winning, or wanting to win rather, Konosuba is a big favorite to be playing. Sunshine, I think, is also still very, very strong. Probably for your third slot, you could throw in something like AOT or SAO. Bang Dream is also alright. Yukina's, maybe I just still need practice, but I haven't found a super consistent list to at least beat, like for example, our locals with.
Our locals are tough. It's okay.
It sucks when you have the perfect hand, but you just die from 2-3 to Konosuba, and you're like, well, that was fun.
Oh, yeah, Konosuba is a bit, like, absolutely disgusting. I think that if you're wanting to top, like, that deck actually, like, consistently kills people from 2-3. It's actually, like, at the point, it keeps happening to the point that I kind of wish that deck gets hit by a ban list or some kind of errata. A 2-3 event is disgusting. It's anti-backup in every lane. It's anti-every finisher in the game. Almost. It's probably the most disgusting like single card in this entire game is the 2-3 backup. Backup event that you can just hard play.
Do you think the backup event is more annoying than the set 1 Aqua? Or do you think it's just the combination of both?
I legitimately think that the 2-3 backup event, the fact that it can be hard played on their turn to dodge anti-change counters, which is a play I've seen happen. I've seen it it's just like everything. There's a lot of disgusting tools in it, and I think that 2-3 event is what like just nudges it over the top. The set 1 Aqua plus
you can play around the set 1 Aqua. Like it's difficult, but you know it's there, and you can kind of play around
there's
it.
Literally
to play
nothing
around
you
the
can do.
2-3 event. Yeah, there's like, what are you gonna do? Not compress yourself?
There's nothing. There's absolutely zero play, at all against the 2-3 event, and it's absolutely disgusting. It is. So like yeah, I think taking that on your team, like if you want to win, you probably have the best chance. You don't have to do anything, and you just kill people. AOT is very good. I don't think Bang Dream. I honestly don't think Bang Dream would be a good third slot.
I think Bang Dream, like, okay, so if you have like 2 slots taken, let's just say Konosuba and AOT, for example, I feel like your third slot is always going to be
Sunshine.
well, I guess Sunshine's really good, but I feel like having a deck that just solitaires and does not care about what's happening on with the opponent is always really good. I feel like Bang Dream's like a good solitaire deck, even.
I would almost rather play ReZero, and my reasoning behind it is Bang Dream in every build, you never feel like you can't clock draw.
That's pretty true. That's always like one annoying part of the deck that like I completely agree with you on. Ever since I've been playing it since the JP release, it's always been you're always put in a position that you like you don't have to clock draw all the time, but
you know
you're
that if you
incentivized to always.
Either unless you're playing the Kokoro combo, which has its own little slew of garbage that can happen. If you don't clock draw because you used all these because you have this like hand of stars if you're using Kazumi, or if you're using the Yukina, then like I mean the Yukina happens once and then you just like your hand slowly bleeds away. If you don't clock draw, like you might not be able to do the combo the next turn, like especially with those stars, because like those Kazumis could be in stock or like in places where you can't access them. So if you don't do the combo again, literally the immediate like next turn, then your hand's gone, and there's actually no way to get it back. I mean that's why I don't like it as like a super long game thing. Maybe that's just me.
That's why you play Arsenal, man.
Yeah, Orisa Wall's pretty nice. You just stop blocking as soon as you hit 2.
But we did bring up here, what's it? ReZero. What do you guys think? How's that gonna like impact teams?
Powerful. Very good deck.
Yeah, I think it's pretty strong.
It's a solid like wall deck, right? You would say, Nico?
Yeah, it's a solid wall deck that's just it can pretty much execute its game plan more or less without any real issues consistently.
Wall.
You don't bring it for explosiveness. You bring it for consistency.
Yeah, we're talking about the red-blue version, right? That plays the puck with the Roswell back row.
Yes.
You're telling me that English players aren't just going to play Cats and Two Souls?
That would be spooky, but no.
No one's as spicy as you, Dean.
Oh man, imagine swinging in for 6.
This is the future. I'm going to lose to it. It's okay. See you guys after Chicago. That'll be in the tournament report.
Oh man, but yeah, the top end, like, so the worst thing about ReZero, at least for like the consistent red-blue version, is that the top end is not very explosive, I would say. But what's really nice about it is that you don't necessarily need the climax to go for a finish, because the effect that lets you do an extra damage is not tied to the climax, which is kind of nice. The climax is just kind of like a little bit icing on the cake to add some extra cards back into your opponent's deck that kind of decompress them a little bit. But
no,
yeah,
the actual combo itself is like, okay. Also, it top checks the round play, so I hope they have the climax.
Yeah,
they're probably playing down double or triple.
Yeah. And then they have access to, I guess, the TD swimsuit Rem. I don't remember what the exact card is called, but that, as well as draw 2, ditch 1 on play, and on attack pay 1, ditch 1, mill top 5, burn X for X number of climaxes, which is still like not the best finisher, but it's still another decent one.
It gets you exactly lethal when you need it. Every time. Every time I've ever used that effect, it mills the right number.
You guys are silly, dude. You play the what's it? The Hot Springs Ram.
Oh, you're right.
On attack. Yeah.
Just the Ram deck, easy.
You mean yo?
I think one thing that's really powerful for ReZero is that it has a lot of really good utility for dealing with early plays. Because like one of the best brainstormers in the set, which is the Ram Brainstormer.
Yeah.
It bonds to a 2/1 bottom decker for early plays, which is good. You have a tap counter that's decent if you play yellow, and then you have a 2/1 Amelia counter that also kills early plays.
Yeah, that's also sack counter to dodge reverses.
Yeah, so it's definitely like has the tools to be spooky, but like you never really have to worry about the top end being too explosive. I think if I sat down against the deck, I wouldn't really expect to die from 3-0, but it can happen. But yeah.
That's also kind of the thing, though. Once they hit level 2, ideally they're going to be wanting to drop some of the early play Rem. And just kind of sit on that.
Yeah, the deck definitely has a lot of potential snowball situations, because a lot of decks run, well, all of them should be running the Rem. And if you're unable to answer the Rem after a couple turns, it just gets so big and like gets so many markers from waiting room that no matter what, your opponent's gonna be super compressed. And then also one of like the high roll levels, like early game mechanics, is it the Amelia level 0 that summons cost zeros from waiting room. Dude, you mill a puck and hit a climax, you just sit there with this like 7k level 2 at level 0. Your opponent's not going to be able to do anything about that, like short of like hitting a wind trigger or something. And even if they hit a wind trigger, you just don't care because you just played down the following turn, because now you're level 1.
What you were talking about the markers, I just want to say that gets out of control pretty fast. At locals, I had a single Rem on board, and it got fed for a couple turns, and then I was refreshing 5 and 9.
Whew.
So yeah, even just a single rem getting out of control is enough for like the compression to start getting pretty spooky.
Yeah, this past weekend, or yeah, this past weekend, I had my rem and I ended up playing it on not this game. I don't think it was the first deck game. Maybe it was actually, but I had like 6 or 7 markers underneath it by the time I was level 3, and I was just like, yo, I have just so much compression right now for no reason, and I already have like 6 to 8 stock also, so it gets really out of control really fast if you have no answers. Anything else going on with ReZero you guys can think of? I mean, maybe the yellow build will pop up and make people growing. Like, is it the 1-0 that forces you to side all the time? Which one is it? You have to know what I'm talking about, Dean.
Which one?
The ones, yeah. If like the card in front of this can't front attack it because it's a higher level. It's the yellow combo.
That's the Anastasia, I think.
Yeah, is that her name?
Oh yeah, Priscilla.
Oh, okay, yeah, Priscilla or whatever.
Dude. Yeah, no, that combo's
yeah.
terrible. That combo's terrible.
But I mean, it's still like pretty annoying. I don't expect it to be like very impactful, but I can see it as like a budget build where people who aren't used to it are going to be like, "What the hell?"
I would much rather if I was playing. I mean, I guess it poops on Sunshine. You can't front attack me with those bombs. But no, I think if you're going budget, you just play the cats, man. I'm telling you.
Cats with wind trigger combo then?
I don't know. You just play cats and 2 souls, like I said.
Jesus.
It's the meta.
And then I guess what is it? Let's see. No Game No Life won't be out by time regionals start, but we have the Eurofleet now that it's like kind of out in English, and I mean UA did get 3rd place with it at Worlds. What do you guys think of it? You think? I think it's like a really solid wall deck, but what do you guys think?
Is it?
I think so, because the level 1 combo becomes, was it a 1065 once it goes off, plus you have Global 500 in the back row making him 7k, and then every time you use a counter you get an extra 1k somewhere.
You get an AK and 8-5.
And they have 2-5 counters in the set as well, which I don't think UA was playing, but you can play the 1-1-2-5 counter as a one of, and then you can randomly blow people out because they don't expect like that much power, and it's like all splittable, I believe. So
the 2-5 counter is 2-5 to a single card.
Oh, to a single card? Yeah. Well, I mean, you get 2-5 one lane, then 1k somewhere else. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't like wall decks because, like, when they get answered, it's like you actually can't play the game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what?
Well, I mean,
you guys know what I'm playing with, can't I?
Yeah, but I mean, like the level 1 Prince replaces itself with the combo. It's just kind of like
at a cost of the stock.
Yeah, that's why most people play like a 1-0 stock charger when you use a startup, right?
I think there's the better combo maybe if you're I think it takes reverses. It's like the destroyer combo.
I don't remember what one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm not remembering that one.
Shoot, give me a second. It's a double R. The pictures won't load on JK. It's terrible. Oh no, it's a single R. Sorry.
You're not
talking about Tenry, right?
Like the runner. It's pay 1 when you play it.
Oh, it's give 2 characters like
all
reverse
other
salvage or
cards
something?
on attack top check, and if it's a character salvage.
Oh yeah, I remember that combo. That's Ben in our locals actually plays that combo.
Yeah, that combo seems pretty good, and it's also
right.
budget.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the fact that Prince is like $20 a piece.
Yeah,
Like
that's definitely a route you can go. Let's see, one thing though, I'm surprised that from what I've been seeing, like people keep trying to play Kashima level 3 top in. I feel like that's a mistake.
What at level 3?
The Kashima, the one on reverse with the gate, burn X, where X is the number of reverse opponent characters your opponent has.
I mean, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake to go all in on the combo. Like, you should be running some of the restanders, and maybe if you have enough yellow, running some of the Musashis, but 2 or 3 of that card isn't like awful because I mean it's on a 8.
Yeah, I can see it as like a 2 of, but like even then, at least when I played it in Japanese, it just never felt very powerful. I felt like people were just playing it because it was a gate, and I forget if you can remind me. Does it top check or draw? That might be
draw 2, ditch 1.
Yeah, that might be a reason why people were playing it too, because it kind of sets up your in game a little easier. So you have like
wedding rings, so you can get the reverse.
No, it gets you compasses and stuff like that, which is, I think, the important part of it.
We don't run compasses here, sir.
Whoa.
Yeah, we run wedding rings, so our Kashima's like 15k in the middle.
But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I guess it's attached to gate, which is always good, a red gate, so salvaging kind of bring up the consistency a little bit of your deck. I'm wondering if anyone is going to experiment more with the 1-0 change into the 2-1. That's 9k, that combos with gold bar, and top check 4, add 1 to hand, discard the rest.
I still think that's actually... Well, I don't even think you need the changer for it. You can just run the 2-1.
No, I might as well play the changer.
Yeah, I mean, the changer can, like, kill big things by itself, and then you can always choose not to change if you don't want to. Like, I can see it, like, if you're not going to make that your main game plan, you can kind of throw it in there as, like, 2 of or something, and then at level 2, just slam down the 2-1s. But I feel like, you know, actually at the same time, like, if you're going to play, like, hard play that stuff at level 2, wouldn't the set 2, like, blue gate combo might be better? Because you
just rather play ReZero.
Also true. But I mean, that combo picks up exactly what you want, and it lets you sack your entire board if need be. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think... Go ahead.
I would say you'd just have to test it. But I thought I saw builds that just run stock soul gold, and then their top end would literally just be the Restanders and Musashi.
Yeah, I've seen that in JP very, very often, but I don't know about English players. Every English deck I've seen so far has been basically copying what deck Yue has, which was really, really Japanesey, like a Japanese deck, basically, especially early on when the third fleet came out, or European fleet. I know, like, it looks very, very similar to, like, a lot of what Japanese players were playing then. But I know, like, a lot of them kind of got away from that. But it's also weird that, you know, we have no ban list for Kantai. I feel like people would be abusing Hibiki more often, as well as, like, other stuff like that. I just don't see it much anymore.
Well, it seems a lot of people are also on that yellow early play. I'm forgetting the name. Taiho?
Yeah.
And since that heals, it obviously has anti-synergy with Hibiki.
Yeah, true. I feel like you could probably do a build with just
what are you talking about? You just refresh, or there's a climax on top of your clock. So you heal, and then you put a clean card on top of your clock.
Ooh, powerful.
No comment on that one.
I'm just speaking the truth.
What if you have double Hibiki, though?
Dude, you gotta remove 2 cards from your deck that would have been damaged? Nice.
Yeah.
Easy.
Implying you just wouldn't lose every climax in your deck.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, yeah. Nothing else is really coming out that should be too impactful, right, for this season?
Not this season.
Yeah, let me see. When is this? So, No Game of Life comes out in April 20th. Let's see.
So it'll be around for the last couple of WJPs, or not WJPs, Springfest.
Springfest, yeah. So it'll be around for Anaheim, Richmond, and New York. Oh, and Houston, Texas, actually. Yeah, it's actually like a good amount. So like it comes in like halfway through. After the first 4 are done, then the last 5 will have access to No Game of Life. Though that deck has done almost nothing in Japanese, it does have that one event card that's pretty meme-worthy, but also very, I mean, could be game like ending for some people who don't know how to handle it. The Jabril card that just basically stack your opponent's board?
It depends on how their board's set up.
No, I mean it should sack their entire board because you
No.
can play level 4s and declare level 3 as the level, and it'll sack everything, right?
No, it kills everything on the board of that level.
Of that level, I thought it's of that level and lower.
No, that would be really busted.
It's
Yeah.
the number you declare. If a player doesn't have that level on board, they get to summon a card with that level, and then the if you declare if they do have the level that you declared, then those cards die. So like if you're playing, it's like Standby Sal, where they have like an Amagi in the row, a 3/2 Austin on the front, a 2/2 Liz, and a 1/1 like Silica. You actually can't do anything. Like that you get like rid of maybe the Austin, and that's it. The troll in it is the fact that usually boards in Weiss are like 1 card times 3. So you just kind of destroy it that way. Or you can just declare 0 and destroy the back row.
Let's see, it's this event. Let me look it up really quick to make sure.
It would Recre 0. Double Puck and Amelia. You just get rid of the pucks and yeah, easy lanes.
Why wouldn't you not just get rid of the Amelias and then the pucks go to the bottom and confer more damage?
I'm talking about the Amelia level 1 because excuse me, you also have the Amelia level 0 Brainstormer you're going to use. So
Oh, you're right.
Puck only loses power if there's nothing. So yeah.
But then you have some 2/1 14k level 4. Yeah, I think it's like that.
Yeah, it's like level 4. Isn't it 12k or something like that?
Yeah, it's like it gets power of the events in memory, and the synergy there is they can't declare level 4, so they can't kill it.
Yeah. The true mirror match victory. Yeah, but outside of like that event, what does No Give No Life even have? It just has like a restander.
It has 8 standbys.
Dude, you're oh yeah, it does. I think in the JP list that I've seen run like
No
Steph top
soul
in,
damage.
right?
Yeah, no soul damage though.
Yeah, so Climax combos with standby, and it's what discard 2 cards from your hand to the waiting room when this card attacks.
Burn for the number of like the 1/1 top check 4 event in memory.
Oh yeah, you're right. And it gains 3k power for the turn, which is like whatever, because you don't need the reverse. It seems okay. I guess you can have like kind of some control at the end. So like you can wait to play a few of those and decide how much damage you actually want to push through. And then I guess it helps you find extra steps, and the steps come into play top check 3, add 1 to hand, so you find the standby that you need. And is there it's probably not on the same Steph standby, but there's not a card that can stand something, right? If you play this,
There is. It's on the other standby.
but yeah, but it's on the other standby, so it doesn't help you, right? Like you can't
Right.
like play 2 steps and then standby out a step and stand it, right?
Right.
All right, yeah. That would be pretty hype if you could do that, actually. Yeah, and it looks like all the top end require you to discard like 2 cards from hand. Because I know the other card a lot of people play was the Jabril level 3, right? So, which is also discard 2 cards to deal 1 damage to your opponent. I guess at least the Stephs like replace themselves when you play them, so it doesn't feel as bad. Or you usually at least have some amount of hand to be able to burn. I think outside of that, there's nothing really special about No Game, No Life.
Nope.
Yeah.
This set's kind of eh.
Yep. Well, I guess we covered everything we said we were going to talk about, unless you guys have anything extra to speak about.
Not really.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
All right, awesome then. I guess if you guys want to say goodbye, start off with Nico, I guess.
See you.
All right, Dean.
Goodbye.
All right, guys, and then I'm Kid of Burn 1. I guess we'll see you guys later.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, do all that. Also, I think I'm going to try to keep doing these meta talks regularly. We're going to do meta talks. We'll specifically only talk about English and the English meta, And then I'm going to try to get a group together and bring back Refresh Point, where we only talk about the Japanese meta and like Japanese set releases and everything like that. So hopefully I can get something going regularly soon for both of these. But until then, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.